Hello everyone and welcome to Morning Coffee Break. That's good. Hope everybody's doing good today, great today. It is Monday, April 28th. Currently it's 61 degrees, high today 79. Chance of precipitation 5% and winds are at 4 miles per hour right now. So it was pretty warm yesterday out there, and I went out there. I was talking about that plant out there that had flowers on it that the rain knocked off and everything, those blue flowers. And I went out there and let's see, I checked it about 7 o'clock the night before. It was the last time I was out there, and there was no blooms on it whatsoever. When I went out there, I guess it was around lunchtime the next day, and there was blooms all over that thing. You can see the short. Check out the short I made of it. So I would love to have had some kind of slow motion photography or something of that, because it's amazing that it grew all those flowers overnight. That's fast. I mean, that would be awesome if I could have had it set up somehow. It had to have night vision or whatever. I don't see how you could do it without a light out there, and you couldn't do that. But it would be amazing to see that, how fast those flowers grew. And then by about 6 o'clock, they were already falling off. So, and there's plenty more blooms on it. So obviously it just, the flowers bloom for like a day, and then they fall off, and then more bloom the next day. I guess is how I don't know what kind of plant it is. It came up towards the fall of last year. I mean, I could see it when it was little, but I mean, it got bigger around the fall. I took a picture of it even back then, and I think I used it for a thumbnail one morning. But it was real low to the ground, you know. And then this, a while back, about a month ago, I noticed it start growing, you know. And it's got to be about like a bush now, a small bush. And you'll see if you check out the video. And then the other red flowers, they're real nice. I wish there was more of them. But the guys that mow the yard obviously got too close and cut some. There was more red ones than what's in the video. And I wanted to plant some more seeds anyway, so I found I found a partial bag of Miracle-Gro organic soil, and it needed to be used because it was kind of clumped up and it was hard I had to break it apart, but I didn't get it all real fine because it was in big clumps and I guess I let it set out open is why it dried so bad. And so I got most of that crunched up and put it out there beside those two plants. And there's some of the, I'm not for sure what they're called. They grow real tall, and then they grow these flowers like in a row on them at the end. Is that a chrysanthemum? No. I can't remember what they're called. I've got some out front too. I planted those bulbs last spring, I think, and they came up, and they grow so tall they fell over. But they had already weed eated some and cut some of them in half that were coming up. They'll keep growing, I hope. But so I put the soil in. I put a bunch of seeds, a bunch of flower seeds in there, and then, you know, moved the soil around and then watered it. And then I got some of the little trellises that you can buy at Dollar Tree. I had a bunch of them around this middle bed here where I was having trouble with rabbits, I think it was, getting in there and eating on stuff. So I put the one that I used to put a fence around that middle one, and then I put bird netting around it. You know, I took it off of there before last winter, I guess. I took it off and I had it in there, but it still had that bird netting connected to it. So I had to take scissors and cut out about, what was it, 4 sections, I think it took. And there, you know, you can connect them with these hooks that go in. Then you take pliers and just squeeze the metal to where it's, I mean, the thing that goes around it, you squeeze it to where it can't come off, so that they can be connected. So I did that out there. I put that around that the flowers that you see in that video. I put it around there, plus a little more where I planted. So that way, at least they'll be aware that, hey, these are flowers in here, not weeds, So that makes me wonder. I don't think I'm gonna plant any around the rock this year, because some will come up on their own, which I do each year. But I guarantee you, these guys are gonna weed eat every time they come, and they're always like in a hurry. All of them are that I've seen. They probably got plenty of lawns to mow each day, so they're in a hurry. They'll either not thinking about it if there's flowers or not. I'm afraid they'll just cut it all down around that. So I'm gonna have a nice area out here, and then whatever comes up here, I'll see how they do for a while. It's still a little early to plant seeds actually, but I don't think it's gonna have a frost. If we do, I'll be surprised. So, like I said, some flowers last year, all those flowers came up on their own that were out there. I don't know if they keep weed eating them down, they won't grow. So, at least I've got a little area out there that's like fenced in, and I can grow a bunch of flowers. And I got to figure out what I want to do with my herbs too. I want to grow thyme, oregano, and basil at least. Because that's the three main ones we like to use. So I'm going to see about that. I may grow that in my AeroGarden instead, outside. But it grows great that way. Okay, so anyway, you probably know by now, Logan's Awesome Snack Reviews did not happen last night. Logan was feeling bad, and he has some burning going on, from the kidney stone. I don't know why it does that, but and his back was hurting him, and I think his neck was hurting him too. He just wouldn't have had a good time, doing it at all. So hopefully he'll be okay to do that today. I'm hoping he's feeling better. So we're kind of, just playing it by ear, but hopefully Logan's Awesome Snack Reviews will be tonight. If not, I'll have to come up with something else, okay? Which I don't have yet, but I got ideas all the time. All right, let's do, tonight I'm going to fix my beef fiesta pie. I've put it, you can find it in my playlist, my cooking playlist. I got 2 of them. It's in the second one, I believe. And I've sent out a recipe for it lots of times before. But anyway, I'm going to use, instead of ground beef, I'm going to use ground turkey. Trying to eat a little healthier, and we're going to try to start eating more ground chicken and ground turkey. Kind of incorporate it into the recipes instead of just ground beef. We like ground beef, but it's not as good for you. So I'm going to fix that with ground turkey. I've fixed it with ground turkey before, and it's really good. Ground turkey or chicken, there's lots of things you can make that it's kind of hard to tell. Chili, meatloaf, spaghetti sauce, something like this here. Anything like Mexican, the flavoring, the seasonings in it just make it taste really good. There's others too, The meatloaf is real good that way with that. Okay, let's do some jokes. Oh, they must have the week off or something at A Joke a Day. They're not sending me emails, so that means instead of thought of the day, that's the only place I get that. I will do extra jokes. Some of y'all said you like the extra jokes. Good. What did the football coach say to the broken vending machine? Give me my quarterback. Why are elephants wrinkly? Because you can't iron them. What did the cake say to the fork? You want a piece of me? You want a piece of me? Okay. Why did the strawberry cry? he found himself in a jam. Why is it annoying to eat next to basketball players? They dribble all the time. What do you call a train carrying bubble gum? A choo-choo train. Choo-choo train. What did the lettuce say to the celery? Quit stalking me. What's small and red and has a rough voice? A horseradish. Why do mushrooms get invited to all the parties? Because they are such fun guys. Why shouldn't you tell secrets in a cornfield? Too many ears. I got a couple more here and that's it. Why couldn't the bad sailor learn the alphabet? Because stop. What happened? Let's get rid of this now. I don't want that on there. Okay. Why shouldn't you tell secrets in a cornfield? Too many ears. Why couldn't the bad sailor learn the alphabet? Because he always got lost at sea. Arr. Okay, everybody. Those are some pretty good ones. They've got plenty of, websites for free jokes. I mean, that you can use for anything. Okay, so I need to go back and find my slow tablet. Where's it at? There. I've had this tablet for I don't know how many years now. It's not real old, but I mean it's maybe 3 years old or something. Okay, what was okay, I saw one. Let's see what this one is. It says general. Take quiz. Okay, we're ready for trivia time. Hopefully this will be a good one. Which sweet dessert is made with layers of dough, filling, and frosting? Donut, cookie, cake, waffle. You know, that's pretty easy just to start off with. That makes me wonder. But it's cake. Let's see if it. Let me see what this next one's like. No, this is going to be. This is not the one I was looking at. Scratch that one. Let's just start over because that's not the one I was wanting to use. I know it was up here at the top though. Dang it! I know. I looked at one and I said, you know what? That would be a good one. I don't know which one it is now. Let's try this one and see what it's like. It says entertainment. Okay. Isabella Rossellini is the daughter of which famous actress? Grace Kelly, Ingrid Bergman, Janet Leigh, Tippi Hedren. You know, I've heard that name, but and some of these other names, of course. Isabella. I don't know this one. I was thinking Ingrid Bergman for some reason. Let's see if it'll. Why is it not? Let me try this. There it goes. It's slow for some reason. Was that right or not? No internet, it says. Good grief. Come on. Ingrid Bergman, and that's right. Isabel Rossellini is an Italian actress and model, the daughter of Swedish actress Ingrid Bergman and the Italian film director Roberto Rossellini. Okay. I don't know why I was thinking it was her, though, out of all those four. Which of these actresses became the Princess of Monaco in 1956? Grace Kelly, Rita Hayworth, Doris Day, Jane Mansfield. I could see Doris Day as a princess. y'all remember her? She was a Miss Goody Two Shoes, basically. Okay, I think it's Grace Kelly. Yeah, she married the guy. Anyway, Grace Kelly, original name in full Grace Patricia Kelly, was also called Princess Grace of Monaco. Let's see. She starred in 11 motion pictures before abandoning a Hollywood career to marry Rainier III, Prince de Monaco in 1956. And she died, wasn't it, was it a car wreck, I think? I'm pretty sure. Either that or like a airplane. Right. What is the relationship between Venus and Serena Williams? Sisters, friends, cousins, mother and daughter. Yeah, they've been in a lot of commercials. I think everybody's probably seen them before, even if you don't follow tennis, you know. You've probably seen both of them in some type of commercial. Okay, so they are sisters. That's right. So that just really nothing to be said about that. Which of these actresses was married 9 times? Marilyn Monroe, Rita Hayworth, Zsa Zsa Gabor, Pamela Anderson. I've been outside yesterday a lot, and my sinuses now are just really, my allergies drive me nuts. Makes my eyes kind of itch too. Okay, Marilyn Monroe, Rita Hayworth, Zsa Zsa Gabor, and Pamela Anderson. I believe Pamela was only married like 3 times or something. That's a lot, I mean, if that is, but I think it's Zsa Zsa. Yeah. Zsa Zsa Gabor, February 6, 1917 to December 18, 2016, was a Hungarian-American socialite and actress. She was known for her extravagant Hollywood lifestyle. Well, who was Cher's first husband? Gene Simmons, Sonny Bono, Greg Allman, Tom Cruise. I don't remember her being married to Tom Cruise or Gene Simmons. So I'm sure it's Sonny. I got you, babe. I got you, babe. That's one of my favorite songs, though. It is Sonny. In the 1960s and 70s, Sonny and Cher were not only a musical group, but a couple. Well. Oh, in 1972, Bono confessed in his diary, the public still thinks we're married, and that's the way it has to be. They were married for 13 years. Oh, they were together for 13 years, married for 6. Okay. And I know it was Greg Allman also. She was. I hope I wrote that one down. That's 4 is what I got. In which field were the Bronte sisters famous? I don't think I've heard of them before. B-R-O-N-T-E. Bronte sisters. Engineering, physics, literature, chemistry. But, now, however, I remember something about sisters but I don't remember that name. So engineering, literature, physics, chemistry. I'm going with literature. I think they both wrote. That's right. The Bronte sisters, Charlotte, Emily, and Anne, were a trio of talented, so there was three of them, of talented writers who lived in the mid-19th century. They were from England. Okay. 5 right. What actress did John Travolta marry in 1991? Uma Thurman, Renee Russo, Kyra Sedgwick, Kelly Preston. I remember this. It's Kelly Preston, and I believe she died from cancer. Kelly something Smith was known professionally as Kelly Preston, was an American actress. They met when filming The Experts, married in 91. However, okay, it doesn't say about her passing away. I know that really tore him up too. I mean, it would anybody. What role did JFK's brother Bobby hold in the Kennedy administration? Secretary of State, Attorney General, Secretary of Defense, Chief of Staff. I'm trying to remember which it was. Between these two. Attorney General, I believe it was. Right. After winning the 1960 presidential election, President-elect John F. Kennedy appointed his younger brother as U.S. Attorney General. The choice was controversial, with publications including the New York Times and New York Republic calling him inexperienced and unqualified. Okay, Jamie Lee Curtis is the daughter of what actress? Jane Mansfield, Janet Leigh, Elizabeth Taylor, Betty Davis. I think it was Janet Leigh. I might get this wrong. Yeah, that's right. Jamie Lee Curtis, an American actress, producer, and children's author. I didn't know about that. Known for her performances in horror and, whatever. The youngest daughter of actors Janet Leigh and Tony Curtis. She made her debut on Quincy M.E. Remember that, Quincy? Which brothers are known for developing one of the first film cameras? Lumiere brothers, Marx brothers, Grimm brothers, Wright brothers are known for developing one of the first film cameras. Okay, I don't see, Wright brothers, that's plain. Marx brothers, comedians. Grimm brothers did horror, not like horror, I think, stories. I'm going to go with Lumiere. Yeah, just because I didn't know, The Lumiere brothers, Auguste Marie Louise Nicolas Lumiere and Jean Louis Lumiere, were French manufacturers of photography equipment, best known for the cinematograph motion picture system and the short films they produced between 1895 and 1905. Wow. Which actress was married to Richard Burton twice? Remember old Richard Burton? Guy kind of seemed like he had it tough. All the time he had something happen, it seemed like, I think he drank a lot or something. Okay, he loved this lady, though, I know that. Lauren Bacall, Marilyn Monroe, Elizabeth Taylor, Grace Kelly. And that would be Elizabeth Taylor, right? During the production of the film Cleopatra in 1961, Elizabeth Taylor and co-star Richard Burton began an extramarital affair which caused a scandal. Despite public disapproval, they continued their relationship and were married in 1964. So they went from 61 to 64 like that? Oh, okay. They did 11 films together. Ooh, that'd be interesting. I don't know all these. The VIPs, 1963. The Sandpiper, 1965. And so on. So anyway, I got 10 right today and none wrong. I did find them interesting and fun. That first one I don't think was going anywhere. So I didn't realize I'd been on that long. Just rambling on, I guess. So anyway, definitely check out, hopefully, Logan's Awesome Snack Reviews tonight. If not, I'll come up with something, or maybe not. I don't know. Maybe do some extra shorts or something. I don't know. But hopefully he'll be feeling okay. I want him to be feeling good to where he can have a good time. So thanks for watching, everybody. Have a great day, and God bless.